Not on? It is on now. There we are. That's me. Can you hear and see me? If you can, just let me know in the chat, everybody. Let's have a look. I'm trying to make sure that this. Okay, I'm live. All right. Hello. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Sutton United show. Ahmed Nur here. This is a very strange event. For the record, I have my microphone muted, so sorry about that. It's a packed show. I hope you will enjoy it, and whoever joins us as well, it will be a great show as well. But most importantly, we need to get off on the right foot. So, number one. First of all, hopefully you're all okay. You're safe and sound in your houses and taking care of yourselves in amongst the crazy stuff that's going on right now. But most importantly, it's time to introduce the guest we've been promising. He's done a lot of face-front interviews and all that throughout the season. But now we have him on my phone, ready to answer all your questions. He may have some for you too, believe it or not. But here is none other than Sutton United manager Matt Gray. Matt, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good evening.
I'm okay, pal. It's good to hear from you. How are you holding up during this tough times we're going through right now? Well, obviously it stopped our season abruptly at I would say the most unideal time because Sutton were on a very good run. How has it been without football? Have you adapted to normal life nowadays? No, you have to plan for Saturdays and Tuesdays nowadays.
Yeah, it sort of seems maybe yesterday, and it certainly feels a bit of a weird one.
Yeah. So, everyone's been firing questions at us, or at me really, and I'm trying my best to. If some of us can they can't hear you. I have Matt at the loudest setting. I'm just trying to figure out how to boost your volume, but hang on. For now, let me fire a couple at you and see what your response is going to be to them. There's been so many questions, Matt, for you today. It's almost like my phone wants to explode this afternoon. So, question number one. What are we going to pick? We will start with a couple that have come in from Mr. and Mr. Adrian Barry. He's asked you these already, but for those who didn't get to go to the Meet the Manager event the other day, let's see. He asks, talk us through a regular week at Sutton United when we don't have the coronavirus, and what sort of preparations you go through in getting the team riled up for a game on Saturday or Tuesday, for example.
Into our training and build up, and we always try to have a day during the week where we'll work on more of our defensive side of things.
Right, I have to apologise. Some of the sound isn't getting through, but to repeat what Matt has been saying, it pretty much covers obviously doing as much data as possible on the opposition and getting everyone their individual assignments sorted and prepared for the game, and then pretty much executing it on the Saturday. It was a bit long-winded. I have to apologise because unfortunately, Matt, my mic's not that good, so I can't portray the messages that you're getting across. I have to repeat them for you if that's all right. More or less, it's quite a complex thing. Another question, Matt, would be all right. The fans this season. A question came in from, I believe it was from one of the Facebook ones. I'm having a look at my WhatsApp to answer these. So, what part did the fans play home and away? How important have they been this season? And someone brought up how big a moment Torquay away was because it was such a bad run, and over 100 vocal voices were at Torquay, cheering the team on and seeing them through to those crucial 3 points. So, how did you feel after that victory, and much did it change the season? Yeah.
Um, to be such a big win. Nice evening. The night actually managed to pick up 34. So that's really different.
Yeah, pretty much. Matt's response was how important they were that day. How important the fans were that day. They boosted the team's morale, brought out a different sort of confidence that they struggled to find in the first half of the season. Obviously, results were not so good during that time. More or less, it's a challenge. It has been a challenge, obviously, to adapt. It has been a challenge for a lot of the players to adapt, obviously, to the style of the league and etc. 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 But the fans have been a huge anomaly and a massive difference to the team, and always brings them a bit of joy when they win. And obviously, they share the disappointment if things don't go well. But obviously, understand where things have at times gone wrong, gone right, and he has done his absolute best to fix them. Again, I do apologise. I try my best to get the audio to work as well as I can, and we experimented this a lot last night, but not everything goes well first time, I'm afraid. So we'll do one more question, Matt, and then you can ask the fans something. Something from, actually, one from me. One thing I'd like to ask you is, obviously, we have a very long period off now. I estimate up to be the end of April, so it's about 6 or 7 weeks. In that time, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna do anything different, like just in terms of like your normal life? Does it change at all? Obviously, we're all stuck at home, but is there anything different to like your normal routine that you have to adapt to?
Um, I've been at home all week, and obviously we're going to be at home for the foreseeable future. But I'm going to use my time wisely. I'm not a great reader of books, but I've already sort of got myself stuck into one, a very useful one on coaching, and I'm going to use the time to learn and improve. and also then build up that database and improve our database that we've got for recruitment purposes. And we've still got the internet available to us to still watch games at any levels on the systems that I've got available to us. So I'll be looking at building that up, writing more sessions down, just looking to improve things all round really, and not standing still and using my time wisely. As well as obviously having regular contact with the players and the staff and making sure that they're keeping their fitness levels up and they're doing what they can. So when we do get back to training, that we're at a certain level that we can kick right back on again.
Okay, Matt. So you have some questions for the fans. Now, all of you that are here, it's your chance to participate in this obviously different sort of style of stream. Matt's going to fire some questions at you lot, and you have to answer them. Now, everyone's going to answer. It doesn't matter how, whether it's on the WhatsApp groups that I have here, because a lot of the people on my groups are watching this, or anyone that's in the stream now. Get ready to get involved, and hopefully you can get the answers right to whatever he's asking you. So, Matt, fire away.
Yeah, maybe if I just ask one question, and then give them 5 minutes, they can get their answers to you out which way they're going to do that. Let me know some of the answers, and I'll give you the...
Certainly, go ahead.
Yeah, so the first one is, in the league this season, what was the first sub that I did? Who came on, and which player did he replace?
Alright, everyone. The first substitute that he introduced this season, and who did he replace? See who gets it right first time. Michael Joyce says, Matt, you still read books, even Mickey Stevens has a Kindle. The Amazon Kindle. Those ones do you ever watch Mickey read a book? Do you ever watch Mickey Stevens reading a book? He actually has this little Amazon Kindle. Yeah, Joycey said that.
He's just jealous because Mickey can read.
I will not comment on whether he is able to read or not. We're still waiting for the magic answer. Let's see who can figure it out. While we're at it.
Any answers coming in there?
Not yet. Okay, here we go. Mike Nicholson says it was Jonathan Barden for Craig Eastmond. Alright.
Any more?
Let's see. The viewer comes in with Tommy Wright for Aaron Jarvis.
No.
That's not it. So neither of those are right. Alright, Robert44 comes in with a Jarvis for Omar Bugil.
No.
Another one for Jarvis. This one from Suhail. He says, is it Aaron Jarvis for Tommy Wright?
No. Tommy Wright wasn't involved in the first game of the season.
Yeah, he was still injured at that time. I think he was. He didn't get back into the team until September. People are saying, it might be Dundo, says Stuart Howard. Could be Dundo?
No.
No Dundo. Ooh. Come on, whoever went to Hartlepool on the opening day, have a go. I think you would know this.
Yeah, I haven't got easy these questions, but anyone will remember far back to the start of the season.
We've got Randall for, we've got Michael Nicholson suggesting Randall for Bugil.
Randall for, no.
No, okay. The viewer says Matsuzaka for Goodliff.
Right, Matsuzaka for Goodliff was a substitution that we made.
But that wasn't the first one.
During the game, but that wasn't the first one, no.
We're still waiting. Come on, somebody has to know.
If I give you I'll try and name the team that day. So Butler, it was Dale Bennett, Goodliff, Collins, Milson was the back four.
Yep.
It was Bolawinra on the right.
Mm-hmm.
It was Barden, Kenny Davis, Harry Goodman, Will Randall, and Jarvis started.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at Ethan Brazier comes in with Barden for Bowley. So he says Jonathan Barden came off for Bolawinra.
What's up, mate? He should know that.
Ooh. It's a toughie. It's not right, I'm afraid. Someone has to know. Ajiboye, don't think Ajiboye played that game.
Yeah, Ajiboye, who said that?
Yeah, someone said Hiltz 116. Tommy for Ajiboye. Sorry, both Ajiboye, sorry.
There you go. Who's that?
Hiltz 116, he's got it. So, it was Bolawinra for Ajiboye. That's the answer.
For David Ajiboye.
That's it. There we go. You found the magic answer. So well done to Hilts116. You get, I don't know what you get for that. Probably some.
Big, well done.
Yeah, Matt's giving a big well done to him. So well done, Hilts. Great job. Well done. So that's the answer for that one. So what's your next question? My hand is sweaty. I have to adjust. I mean, we're up to you. Do you want to do some more, or you want to get some more asked to you? All right, cool. So, Harry scored the first goal against Hartlepool. The other question Matt is asking: who assisted, made up the goal? Come on, who's got the answer? Still looking. So again, who assisted Harry Beautyman's goal against Hartlepool away on the first day of the season, not last week? So just wait for the answer. It's an interesting. It's one of these weird waits where like, it's waiting for a bus, but the bus doesn't come in. And people are still coming in with the substitution suggestions, but I don't have. Hang on. The viewer's coming with Tom Bolarinwa.
No.
It wasn't Tom.
No.
I have a funny. I feel like I know who it is, but I'm gonna see who knows it. Nathan Allen says Eastman.
No.
Mike Nicholson says Kenny.
No.
No. Wow. It was viewer says it was a cross on the right hand side. That is correct. Someone hit it from the right hand side. So who made that cross for Harry Beautyman to head it in? Says K. Robert says was it John Barden?
No.
No. Randall Collins Reed. Randall? Robert 44 says?
No.
Carl Reed didn't play that game. Dale Bennett. A lot of Bennett's coming in now.
Correct.
That's the answer, yes. But a lot of them came in. So football history. Yeah, the first one was football history. He said Bennett. Unfortunately, he's first. Well, let's say fastest finger first. He gets a big well done from Matt. So, on you go, Matt.
Yeah.
Right. So there we go. Del Bennett assisted the goal for Harry Beautyman that day. So let's ask you one more while I sort this out. Okay, I've got a lot of messages from my colleagues. I have to make sure that we have to get a proper Bluetooth headset or something for next time. But it's a pilot, everybody. Please forgive us. I haven't got all the equipment in the world, and it's pretty much a bootleg setup for tonight. But do forgive me.
Can I hear me all right?
They can hear you okay. I have to angle the phone a bit to make sure you get on the microphone, but they should be able to hear you time after time. So, one more question that I want to give you is, in fact, it's a career-related question. So, obviously, you played a variety of clubs in your career, Matt, and obviously retired not very long ago. What's your favourite memory that you have as a player? It feels like a while ago, that. Yeah, your favourite memory as a player in your career, regardless of where you were, whether it was with Aldershot or etc., etc. We'll say then pretty much your time at Spurs when you scored a couple goals in your under 19s career, I assume then. Nice one. Right. For the future, remind me everyone, Bluetooth speaker. Matt, we're going to quickly sort some audio issues out, and I'll try and ring you back before the end of the show. So you can take a break, and we'll ring you back later, alright?
Right, call me back when you're ready.
Alright, cheers, Matt. Thank you.
Cheers, bye.
Bye. Everyone, I'm so sorry for those audio issues. I will find a way in one of our little intermissions to sort that out. But let's see. Have you got questions in general for me or for anyone in particular that I can direct them to? I am happy to answer them while I fix that issue for you. But yeah, I try my best for you. We're trying to do as much as we can to make this as good a stream and as good a show as possible. We're all stuck up in our houses for a little while, and it will be a challenge for us all. But as long as you adapt to it and make sure that you keep yourself safe, wash your hands all the time, as everyone seems to be saying, we'll go somewhere hopefully, and we'll get some football back very soon. Again, I won't lie to you, this is the very first time I'm streaming anything. I've never streamed in my life, so everything is everything's a little, not perfect. You wouldn't expect it for a first episode, but there's definitely improvements for the next one. Mike Nicholson's coming with, are we signing Yakubu? I don't know where we'll find him nowadays. He seems to be like us in isolation, but if I find out something about it, then you'll hear it from me first. See, there was a few more things that came through in the chat earlier on. Let's have a look. See, how should the league deal with relegation and promotion issues, and if the league stops now from 6 cells? That's one of our sponsors actually. I know obviously Matt, you would have liked Matt to answer that, but really, I'm sure he'd have given you the answer of no one really knows. And at the moment there's some interesting things that you could do to increase your increase the chances of people going up and coming down, or maybe mathematically they could sum it mathematically, or decide to just cancel the season there and then. Maybe make a mini league for those who are challenging for the playoffs or going for promotion. I don't know. Those that are coming down though, it's a problem, and they are, they're financially stricken, some of them right now, but we hope to find a solution soon. It's a long way away from now though. In terms of the show, I would like to stress this is something new. Obviously, you've all been curious. Some of you who have been following closely are curious to know what this is all about. So this is basically going to be a forum of sorts, but not just for me to host. It's not just me. It's for Tom Mitchell as well, who's our highlights commentator. He'll do some of the shows during the week as well. You get involved. You ask questions to anyone and everyone. Tonight we've had Matt. We're going to fix all the issues, so you can definitely hear him later. But it's not just him. You'll hear from the players as well, as they will also be giving their 2 cents on the season and what they hope to do with Sutton United in the coming years. Obviously, we've had the news this week with 3 new contracts have been signed. Those who know will know. Those who haven't, I won't release it just yet. I'll wait till we get Matt back on to tell you who they are. But this is a forum for everything. So anything Sutton related, anything football related, in fact. If you wanna talk about it, here is your place to do it. And it's a free for all really, as long as you're clean, fair, and take care of each other in the chat as well. So that's the least we ask of you. So let's get something on now, shall we? We've released a goal of the season contenders video yesterday. Those who have seen it will think, oh, we'll see it again. But for the purpose of the fact that voting starts next week, we're going to play it now for you to see some of the final goals of the season. And you might like some of the commentary that have been provided there too. So incoming is, I believe, 10 goals from Sutton United this season that have rocked a few boats in the league this year.
steps back, tying this up. If he doesn't take it quickly, the ball's going to move in the wind. Here comes free kick, shot a goal, and it's in! What a goal! What a goal! Rob Milson, take a bow, son. Get in. It's fairly simple as free kicks go. He's taken it. I don't think the Chorley goals jumped. I think they thought he was going to go under. He's taken it and he's managed to get it up and over in the right. We just hit the 45 minute mark. If you're going to score, now's a chance. Whistle blown. Two man stood over it. Milson leaves it. Collins shoots. And it's a goal! New team! Goal! Goal! El Capitan! Jamie Collins with the goal! Milson fooled me. Milson did he dummied it. I thought he was going to go for it. Jamie Collins with a David Luiz guess. Just boom, straight forward, isn't in the net.
Sutherland, cleared away by Goodliff. Header won by absolute captain. Ajiboye gets there. Right points to where he wants the ball. Can Ajiboye feed him? That is some strike from David Ajiboye. Buteman was pointing to where he wanted it. Ajiboye chose to ignore him. And that was an emphatic finish.
And the ball won back by Ajiboye. Conor Wright having a shot. Conor Wright is a wonderful goal! Conor Wright for 25 yards. Thought, why not? Let me have a bang. And he's put it right past the goalkeeper into the right hand side. Kind of hour and nothing here at Gannigan, and the whole stadium has woken up. Nothing more than Sutton have deserved so far in the second half. They had chance there, but it's cleared away by Eastman and then Davis. Davis nodding it forward for Barton. And now the counter attack on Sutton here. Here's McGill. McGill has options out wide. He finds Barton. And the bodies are flying in there for the use. Barton, it backs outside to McGill.
Comes the corner towards that near post where it was headed clear by Davis. Now maybe a counter-attack is on it. Well, would have been. Well, he has kept it in. Ajiboye, I thought that had gone out. Now they're really stretched here. Yeovil, Ajiboye goes on. It's a great chance. He squared it, brilliant ball, and they've taken the lead. It's the top scorer back in the side today. Harry Buteman, who makes his mark already. What a goal that is.
Ajiboye does brilliant to keep on there. I have no idea what Miles Hippolyte is doing. That is not a foul. And then all of a sudden they are completely outnumbered. In this position now, you need to make the right decision, and he does that brilliantly. Squares it for Harry Buteman. Being too clever on the halfway line, Hippolyte gets caught. Goes past the end. Could he have taken him down and made the foul? Doesn't decide.
Good header from Ajiboye. Right, tries to send Ajiboye. Can do. Ajiboye! Oh, that is brilliant! That is brilliant from David Ajiboye! It's 4-0! We get to the 30th minute and it's 4-0! That is brilliant from David Ajiboye. That's the pick of the lot there. We've just ended the half-hour mark, and Sutton United have just made it 4-0.
Lovely turn, Beautyman! What a goal from the skipper to get the youth back into this right at the end of the first half. A moment of real quality there.
And Milsom goes for it. Oh, Rob Milsom! He's had a couple of poor free kicks today, but he certainly made up for it by placing it right into the top corner. A special hit there for Rob Milsom, breaks the deadlock here at Camp Green Lane and gives Sutton United a deserved lead here.
Sorry, I've not unmuted myself. Sorry, everybody. I was just going through some questions. Yeah, it was regarding Tommy Wright from the viewer, and how is he getting on? Will he be better? And will Tommy Wright be with us next season? I can't guarantee anything right now. All I can say is that he is okay. He's recovering and he's feeling a lot better, as per what Matt said a couple of weeks ago in one of our weekly interviews. He's feeling a little bit more comfortable at home. We don't know what his future holds, to be honest. We have to wait and see when the football restarts, whether he will be with us or not. In the meantime, we can only wish him the best, and hopefully he is recovering well back at home, along obviously with like a lot of us inside our houses. But he has been a mercurial player for us this season, and he scored a very, very key goals in a lot of games. So he would be a big loss if Sutton lost him, but I don't think any of us would blame him for the decision he makes after we get back. We'll get started with football again. But big respect to him. He obviously came out, made it clear that he wasn't feeling okay, and it's been great. He's had great support, and I think he would be gracious and thankful to everyone who's sent him messages and also given him a nudge on the shoulder to say you're doing all right, pal. So yeah, if you are watching, Tommy, hopefully you're okay, and we here at Sutton and everyone who is with us now will be wishing you well. Let's have a look. One of the mistakes I'm sure some of you will have noticed is the Connor Wright mistake. That's from Cameron Duggan, and naming and shaming him here. He did one game for us earlier this season against Harrogate, which we won 3-1. I wasn't there that day, but when I watched the highlights back and I heard him pronounce Tommy's name as Connor, I thought, well, that's your career, mate. It's on the internet forever. But yeah, it was a very good goal from Tommy Wright that day. And I'm sure Connor Wright would have been proud of that one too. It was his only game for the club. We may never be able to see quality like that ever again at Grand Green Lane. But yes, Tommy scored a great goal that day. There's been a few good ones. My personal favourite, if anyone's asking, or if you're curious, is the Bugil strike on Boxing Day at Woking. It was a great goal. I don't think I've seen a more cleanly hit volley in my time involved with Sutton, or in football for that matter. So the fact that he hit it crisply the way he did, and where it landed as well, and it gave the Woking fans some horrible nightmares, I'm sure. Let's have a look at some of the other questions during that little interlude. Okay, the viewer asking about questions about. We're going to try and sort something out to make it easier. To make it easier for everyone to get questions into him. I can't seem to get the speaker onto the phone as well as I think I can. It's a bit challenging, but we'll hopefully work that out shortly. let's see. Is it true that... Nope, I'm not going to say anything. We have a weird human being in our chat. Let me fix that for everybody. Right, that's done. Let's see what else we can do. Is Tommy heading to Haven? No, I don't think he will be going to Haven. See, there was more questions. I've had to mute that person. So you're welcome, everyone. Where can we see Rob Milson play next year? As Ben White is be claiming his spot at left back again from the viewer. Again, I don't think it's a matter of whether he will be playing there or on a regular basis. I think it's just the fact that with Matt having so many players at his disposal, he's got the flexibility to play Milson in midfield when bodies are short. Wyatt has been exceptional since he was signed prior to the Oval game, believe it or not, in the services. And I'm sure you heard Matt's surprise to have had to wrap up a player's deal at a service station rather than in a more conventional manner. But he was a very good signing. Didn't have the easiest game, but he definitely improved as time wore on, and he'll hopefully get better as time goes on. Matt's texting me back about the sound issues, everybody. I'm sorting it now is my response. And hopefully they'll hear you. Segments. Sorry, everybody. Just gonna make sure he knows what I'm trying to do. I have to adapt something for the next segment, so do bear with me. I think it might have to involve a headphone. You never know. Innovation. You gotta adapt when you're live. See, there's something else I wanted to answer for you while I fix the issues with the map. What's happened to Jamie Butler from Leighton Fay? Jamie has had a long-term injury, which he struggled to recover from throughout the season. So much so that he had to have surgery on it about a month or so ago, and I spoke to him at training one afternoon. It didn't look like he was going to be available for Sutton throughout the season, hence the precautionary signing of Nick Zanev. But obviously Zanev's come leaps and bounds since he's come over to Sutton, and he's become a stalwart for the club in goal. Even though he's had the odd mistake or two in him, you can forgive him for that because he's adapting to the level he's playing at and the team he's working with. And he's an excellent professional, and obviously we are blessed and lucky to have him at Sutton United. Whether he will be able to play for us when we get going again is a different matter altogether. But in the meantime, we can only hope that he's fit and well, getting better. So let's see. Another question was, from the viewer again, can we see Ben Goodliff being a captain for the U's? Well, at the moment, Craig Eastman has been announced as the club captain. And Harry Beestman, I think, is the vice captain. Don't quote me on it. I might be right, but we'll just have to when we do get Matt back on. Hopefully, we'll be able to get him to, cover that for me. But he's got that sort of aura to become a captain for the club, and he certainly will be he's a brilliant defender in the future. But right now, he's a Sutton player. And what he is doing right now is, he's playing beyond his age. He's more or less matured as a player and gotten better and better and better this season. So I'm sure we're all feeling the same way about him. And he's definitely got some skills as well. You'll see that in our next video when we pop it up in a moment. Let's see. We go look. I'm sorry for this, everybody. I'll sort this out in a moment. Milson's been great in midfield. Master stroke of a decision from Andrew Youngman. Well, put it this way, it's pretty much one of those decisions where I think early in the season he was running out of bodies to put into the squad, and it got to the point where he could really do no more. So yeah, cause, more or less, it was more or less a tough decision. Right, I'll just see. I think I don't have any more questions coming in over there. Let's see if we can go on to Twitter. I'm trying to quickly work my way around it and improve these things. Tony asks me a question on Twitter on our group chat for Sutton. The question is, are we going to have the Tottenham highlights? Unfortunately, I don't have the footage, Tony, right now. I wish I did, but we have to acquire it. But that will be something special. For those who are wondering what I mean by this, we have a plan for next week to have myself commentating over the 1984 Perryman match, where Spurs visited Gandergreen Lane, and it's pretty much an all-star match. We had a few ringers there that day. Those who know will know. We have to first acquire the licensing for the tapes from some people, and hopefully we can do a throwback to 1984, and it will be a very good game, I'm sure. I don't know the score for it, by the way, so I'm pretty much waiting for me to see the video first and then commentate over it, and then it'll be its own video for you to watch on, I think, sometime next week. But we'll see how we get that sorted throughout the week. In the meantime, tonight is just a bootleg episode. All right, so we're shortly going to try Matt again, where by attaching a headphone to the top of the laptop, and hopefully that will work. I'm going to test something shortly, but the Larry Pritchard testimonial. Thank you, James. Thank you. Larry Pritchard was the name of the player. I remember his surname. I forgot his first name. Forgive me, Larry. Yes. So next up, we're going to give you some messages from the players. And some skills as well. Obviously, with the self-isolation being enforced and everyone having to keep their distance from each other nowadays, it's a shame that not everyone's following those rules. The players have been keeping themselves fit and healthy at home, and hopefully they're all watching, if they are watching. Sorry if I'm about to embarrass you. But they've sent us some videos with them kicking toilet roll, I think. I'm not sure what that's about, but I'll leave it for you to see. Here are the players now. strange things do happen. That was one of our fans who sent in a toilet roll challenge, well, his version of it. Can't say much more than that. So, we're about to try Matt again. Now, I've had to sort of adapt a way of getting you lot to hear him. This little thing right here is a one-sided microphone, or microphone/headphone. Find these on PlayStations normally. Now, I'm going to see if you can hear him. I'm not sure if it will work, but we'll see what will happen. Right, here goes nothing. Ringing him now. Matt, how's it going, mate? That's good. Obviously now I can't hear you, but well, you can. But you, I'm hoping everyone can hear you on the microphone, all right. So we wanted to get you to obviously answer a few more questions. So let's see if you can answer them for me. I've just for the record, everyone, for this to work, I've had to plug in a headphone, so I can't hear Matt, but I can. I hope you can. So let's see. It's a lot of questions that came in for you while I was fixing it. We're going to try and do a couple to see if it will work. And hopefully it looks a lot better, or sounds a lot better. Right, here we go. So, Andrew Youngman brought up a question earlier on, saying that it was regarding Rob Milson and Ben White. He's asking, where can we see Rob Milson play next year, as it seems as if Ben White has claimed his spot at left back? What do you think, Matt? Hold on. Oh, how about now, Matt? Alright, hold on a second. I have to resort to the old method, I'm afraid. Alright, hold on a moment, pal. Okay, talk. Can you speak through the phone again? Yes, please.
I'm sure everyone's well aware of that. But he's been outstanding. So Rob's someone who can play in 3 positions for me. A great pro, great experience, really good in the dressing room, and will certainly be a part of the plans and the team moving forward.
Good. I hope everyone got some of that. I've now fixed a way to get you for everyone to hear you. Right, let's see if we can get you another question. Let's see. Right. Another thing is, Robert44 said, actually, I was about to bring this up. Now, in the stream, I've mentioned that you had a bit of news on Monday night regarding some contracts, and I believe, well, those who didn't get to go to the Meet the Manager event, will you be able to confirm for us who has committed their futures to Sutton United?
Yep, I've been speaking to several players over the last, 3-4 weeks. We've already got for next season already signed, either myself or already signed for next season when I came to the club, in Omar, Kenny, Rob. Then we've obviously signed Kobe and Louis in January, and they're here for next year. But in the last few weeks, I've managed to agree contracts, and last week, with Ben Goodliff, David Adjiboye and Craig Eastman. So along with Dundo, we will definitely be here next year. That'll take us up to 9 players already signed and contracted for next season, which, to sign Ben, who's been outstanding 20-year-old centre-half, he plays beyond his years. He's rightly so been called up into the England C squad. He's been magnificent this season. So I'm delighted to add him into the competition with Kobe and Louis for the centre halves. I've then obviously David Adjiboye. He's over exceeded his expectations really when I initially brought him to the club. Thinking he'd take a bit of time to develop, but he's got his shirt early on in the season, and he's been virtually ever present since. And he's such a threat for us, and he gives us so much going forward. But his work rate and energy to come back and help us defend as well is superb. So another exciting player for us. And then Craig Eastman, 28 years old, he's coming into his prime. The unfortunate news, Jamie Collins leaving us and retiring, but he steps up to the plate. He's club captain now. And I've noticed a difference even in just himself in and around training and matches, and he's really stepped up to the plate as a leader. And it's no coincidence our results have turned with him playing in centre midfield for us and being a main player for us since Torquay really.
Very good. There's a lot of people in the chat that are very, very happy about that, and yes, they can hear me now. I've actually sorted it out so they can hear you. It means my arm will hurt for a long time, Matt. But you know what? It's worth it in the end. Let's put it that way. Right. So I need to find some of the questions that I asked you earlier, but didn't get the answers to. So I have to peel back into my into the group chats. Do forgive me, but yeah, some great news. Obviously, a few players who you've seen this season have re-signed contracts, the likes of Goodliff, Beautyman, and I believe who else was there, Matt?
Who's already signed for next season?
Yes, please. One more time.
Goodliff, Louis John, Kobe Rowe, David Adjiboye, Craig Eastman, Rob Milson, Kenny Davis, Omar Bugel, and Dundo will be with us as well, without a shadow of a doubt.
You heard it here first, everybody. Thank you very much for that one. Right.
Obviously, to be honest with you, I'm in talks with obviously named that as soon as I've had news and we've signed them. I'm obviously talking to a few other players as well. And once I get news on those, then I'll announce them as we get them signed.
Very good, very good, very good. Let's see. Michael Joyce is asking about Ben Wyatt. Did you get the chance on talking to him about his contract yet?
To be honest with you, I've mentioned those. I think there's 9 that are definitely here for next year. In terms of the others, I wouldn't really want to comment publicly really about who out the remainder I'm speaking to and who I'm close to signing. As I say, once I've signed them and they're announced, then I can announce them and we can start adding to that list of 9.
Good. So as you've heard, some of them are, some of them haven't. Crobo81 asks about Nick Zander for next season. Any chance of a permanent signing? I did answer this question for them, but I'm quite sure you can reaffirm what I said. Very likely he will go back to Wimbledon as he's looking to compete for the number 1 spot over there. Is there anything else you want to add to what I told them earlier, Matt, on that front?
No, I have spoken to Wimbledon about next year with Nick. I mean, he's absolutely loved it being with us. He's been brilliant for us. I've actually got a question I can fire out later on one of our questions on Nick Zander. So, but he's a player who I'd be desperate to keep. To be honest with you, I'm not going to lie. He's been outstanding. He's such a great lad, great temperament, really good professional, and his performances have been excellent. So I will certainly be trying. That's one thing I will say is I'll definitely be trying to keep him. But yeah, it's a decision that Wimbledon are going to have to make in, I'll say, the summer when the end of season happens and when things settle down and they'll be planning for next season and whether it be part of their plans or not. He has got another years on his contract, so we'll have to wait and see. And one thing I will guarantee is I'll certainly be trying.
All right, so. Obviously, you don't watch too much of the women's team, but Pantifet has asked me to ask me to ask you this. How important has the success of the women's team been this season? And do you see a rise in women's football? Obviously, they just got to the, I believe it's the Capital Cup final last week.
I saw that. Yeah, they beat Crystal Palace. I think it was last Sunday, which was a terrific result. I know Duncan, and I keep in touch with Duncan and around the club. Unfortunately, I haven't managed to get down. The fastest growing sport in the country, and it's great to not only the ladies teams, the academy, and the disability team that's all connected to Sutton United Football Club, and as much success as we could possibly have is great for the whole club.
Lovely. It's good to hear, and we obviously wish the girls well whenever the football restarts in that cup final. It's a very, very good success they've been having. I've spoken to some of our colleagues in the SCFC TV team who do the women's games, and they're very excited for that team as well. So, another question, Matt, is... James King has asked me this one. Again, naming and shaming. He's asking for some of your guilty pleasures. Nothing over the top. We're a family-friendly show here. But more or less just like favourite foods, favourite music, stuff you like to listen to or do in your time off.
Well, I'd say probably my biggest hobby would when I get time. I haven't done much of it in the since I got the job really, but I love my golf. I try and play golf as much as possible. I've got 3 godsons who I go and see quite a lot, and for some reason I like going to watch them play football and get in contact with them on my Sunday off. But yeah, it's very much football 24/7, and concentrating on that certainly when the season's going on. But in the off season, yeah, I'd like to get as much golfing as possible.
Nice. Food?
Food?
Yep.
To be honest with you, I pretty much eat anything really. It depends on what tickles you fancy.
I mean, it depends really. It doesn't really matter. Whatever you eat for breakfast, dinner, or lunch, it's like your guilty pleasure. What is the one food you will go to on any given day?
You can't beat a nice fry up though, can you, Ahmed?
That's true. That's very true, pal. You can't beat one. It's always good to have one of those on a Sunday. For me, it's pasta. For those who are curious, yeah. I live off of mac and cheese. It's my favourite thing. Those who know about me and my cheesy chips addiction, yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Right. You've wanted to ask some fans the questions, so fire away. Have you got any more teasers for our friends?
Who got the first goal of 2020?
First goal of 2020. I know this. Do you know? So I know because I commentated on that game against said team, but it's down to those in the chat who will know. Who knows the very first goal scorer of 2020? I will not give any clues up. We both know the answer. Let's see who comes up with it. It's a bit slow, the chat, but I can forgive it because lots of things are going on right now. Yeah. More or less. Hopefully we can get that answer very shortly. In the meantime, while they answer that, hardest team to play against and why?
Hardest team to play against is definitely Barrow. And why? Because they're extremely inventive in everything that they do. Whether it's corners, they want to try and play out from the back. They encourage teams to come and press them, and then they can go direct very quickly into 2 of the best strikers in the league with Angus and Quigley. With the likes of Rooney and his energy and legs in midfield, popping up and getting goals as well is extremely difficult to play against. So they can play numerous ways, Barrow, and certainly ask you questions at everything they do. And myself and Jason, and when we watch our videos and do our preparation, we've certainly had to spend the most time and energy looking how we're going to stop Barrow, but also how we're going to hurt them as well. And in the 2 games we played against them, we were unfortunate to lose 1-0 up there. And we were outstanding in the second half and completely dominated them. And if anyone was going to go and win the game, it was going to be us. But, we settled for the draw at home.
Absolutely. It was a very good game. And justified BT coming to us again for quality football. Now, let's see. The suggestions. I mean, I'll give you the fastest answer. Mike Nicholson misspelt the player's name. I don't know if I'm going to count that. So I'm going to say Cheer Sisters may have this right with Harry Beautyman.
Yep. Free kick, walking.
Dodgy goalkeeping that day. Yeah, dodgy keeping that day. And sure enough, Harry scored the first goal of 2020. So well done to the Cheer Sisters. Matt's going to give you a well done now.
Yeah. Well done. Who was it? Ahmed, the
Cheer Sisters.
Well done, the Cheer Sisters.
Fantastic. Right. What is the next question?
Nick Zanev has played 19 league games. His debut being Torquay away. How many clean sheets in those 19?
19. So Nick Zanev, since signing for Sutton United, has played 19 league matches. How many clean sheets has Zanev picked up in his time at Sutton United? Get firing in the chat, everybody. How many clean sheets has Nick Zanev picked up while being at Sutton United? He's got a few, and he's played very well. Some of you who did watch not last Saturday, but the Saturday before, will know something about that. Let's see. Okay, while we wait for the answers again, have a look. What are the squad doing now to keep fit? That's AB's question from earlier.
What the squad doing? Listen, we don't know how long we're going to be off for, or be able to come back into training. So it's very much just a monitoring period. Like the initial week, this week just gone. We've had a few players. Harry Beauton had his hamstring flare up again. Rob Milson's actually been playing injured for about 3 or 4 games. So we've really let the squad have a bit of a downtime, let them have some rest, and let their bodies, sort of relax and recuperate. But, now's the time to start just ticking over, really. So, what can you do? You've got to use your imagination. You've got to self-isolate, can't go to gyms now that they're shut. But, regular physical activity like going for a walk, going over the park and having a run. They've just got to be sensible and tick over. They can do their, the physical exercises at home, press ups, sit ups, keep their strength work up. But yeah, just going out for a run and the basic things really.
Very good, very good. Right. So the answers are coming in now. The question was how Nick Zanev has played 19 league games for Sutton United since he's joined us from Wimbledon on loan to the end of the season. Must stress, it's not nothing I want to be made of that. But 19 matches. How many clean sheets? Mike Nicholson said 11. Is that right?
Nope.
The viewer has said 5.
Nope.
Robert 44 has 7.
Close.
Ooh, so it's single figures.
Yep.
Single figures. He does not have double figures, anyone. The viewer has said 6.
Yes, correct.
Well done. The viewer gets a big well done from Mr. Matt Gray.
Well done, the viewer.
Well done indeed. 6 clean sheets this season for Nick Zanev.
See, 1 in 3. It's a great record.
That's a very good record, especially for the level that he's played at. He's definitely been a very important player for Sutton United, and I'm hoping that he has a good finish to the season. Right. Let's see, what else do we have? Sam Loves Sutton asks, what was the very first football match you ever went to? I'll tell you mine before Matt tells you his. Mine was the 2013 Community Shield match between Man United and Wigan. And United won 2-0 that day. Van Persie scored both goals. I remember it well because I was in the lower section, saw everything. David Moyes even waved at us that day, so I remember that one well. Your first ever football match, Matt, that you attended, and what? When?
When? I can't remember the exact date or roughly the year. It would have probably been about, I'd have been about 5 or 6, so 86, 87. Tottenham, my dad and my granddad being Spurs fans, with my dad and my granddad, went and watched Tottenham versus Nottingham Forest at White Hart Lane, and Spurs lost 3-2.
That was a game.
And I do remember it.
That was a game.
I remember bits, yeah.
Yeah, well, was it during the Clough era, or was it when Forest was sort of...
No, during the Clough, and Nigel Clough was playing. I think Nigel Clough scored that day.
Yeah.
I remember, my dad and my granddad put me down by the fence because there was fencing up that day. Cause it was before that, unfortunately, the hills were a disaster.
Yeah.
So there's fences up, and I remember peering through this little fence right by the corner flag, sitting next to a policeman.
Fantastic. For the record, Matt still goes to Tottenham. He's a massive Spurs fan, and he's literally loved the club ever since he played for them, and he's supported them all his life. I think it was your dad that introduced you to Spurs, Matt?
Yeah.
That's good. So you would normally find him when Sutton don't play at the new ground. So he's a massive fan. I can't fault him for that, and he always gets that little glint in his eye whenever he talks about them. The viewer, having won the quiz, is desperate for me to ask you this, so I will give him the love and tell you what he's asked me to ask you. Can we ask Matt if Ben Goodliff will be vice captain / future captain? I wouldn't put it past him to be captain, would you, Matt?
Ben Goodliff has got all the attributes, just like his dad, to go and be a captain and a leader of a team. But at the moment, he's 20 years old, so I don't need to put, I feel, that added pressure onto him at the moment. In the future, and how long in the future, I'm not too sure. Definitely one day he's captain material, without doubt. But at the moment, he's 20 years old. He just needs to concentrate on his game and playing well for the club, rather than that sort of added pressure that he'd probably do without right now. So definitely in the future, who knows when, but right now, not for the moment.
That's all right. Let's do one more, because I don't want to keep you here all night. We will plan to do more of this with Matt in the future once we sort out the issue of me hurting my arm for you all. But it's more of another seasonal question. What has been your best and worst moments of the season?
Well, I might as well go worst to start. Certainly hard to take in my first year as management when a goalkeeper scores a header from 16 yards in the 93rd minute of an FA Cup tie when you're 1-0 up and should have been about 5-0 up, and then forces the replay, which we then obviously go and get beaten. But that was certainly the lowest point. I couldn't believe what I was seeing that day. Our second half performance was outstanding. We should have been 4 or 5 up, but unfortunately the goalkeeper punches chance and we draw 1-1. The best, my favourite game is definitely Torquay. My favourite, but certain things, Omar's goal, against Woking away after however many seconds was excellent. But being 5-0 up at home as well, never experienced on the positive side. I never thought I'd experience that at half-time. Talking my first year as manager either. Didn't really know what to say to them there. So no, it's been obviously a few lows, but certainly a few highs as well, and we'd look to continue that in the future. Maybe ask the supporters, Ahmed. I want to get some feedback. What's their most favourite game of the season?
Yeah, go on, lads and ladies.
For what reason?
What has been your favourite moments and worst moments of the season with Sutton United up to this point? The season's not over yet, so crazy things can still happen. But give us your answers in the chat, and I'll give them to Matt before he signs off this evening, because I've kept him on for too long tonight, and I don't know what else he needs to do. Goodness knows. Let's see. Let's do a couple more requested. How do you relax? I feel like golf was what you said earlier on, so that's one thing. Let's see. Can't seem to find any more. It's all over the place. Alright, let's have a look over here. And Conky asks, can you remember the times you played against Sutton, Matt? I remember you playing against us for Havant, but did you play against us or for any other team?
Yes, I do remember playing. I think I do remember playing for Havant against Sutton. I certainly remember playing for Hayes against Sutton a couple of times as well. And I think there was a Sutton player at the time playing against us who was called Matt Gray as well. So I remember there being a little bit of interest in that whenever the two Matt Grays came against each other.
Great. See, he does remember. That's for Jan Conky, so you're welcome, pal. Let's see, the fans are responding with some of their moments of the season. Let's have a look. Omar's goal at Woking was unreal from Mike Nicholson. I agree. For me, that's goal of the season, and I've seen a few this year, but you can't fault it. And if only I wasn't at Tottenham that day. What a goal it would have been great to see that. Let's see, what else is there? The viewer says Chesterfield at home. I think it was a 4-0 that day. Tommy Wright scored his first goal for the club after 18 matches. Matt, that day was a very good one, wasn't it? The first big win for Sutton. I'm sure you remember that day well. And what were your reactions on that afternoon?
Yeah, it was a big win for us. They're against the top side really with the players that they had. Obviously, they've not achieved what they set out to achieve at the start of the season, but it's a very emphatic win. I remember Omar coming on and making a big difference for us as well, and setting up 2 goals. When he had a big, huge impact coming off the bench. So no, Chesterfield certainly up there in one of the games of the season.
Great. Other ones. Robert 44 says Bromley away a couple of weeks back.
Bromley away, without a doubt. If you're going to go to your local rivals, certainly one of my favourite games of the season. Local rivals, terrible conditions with the wind, but hard fought, backs to the wall, clean sheet, 1-0 win. Omar against his former club that he only seems to play well against. And a great travelling support, and it was a great day.
Fantastic day. What else have you got? There's a worst one. Andrew Youngman saying the defeat at home to Ebbsfleet felt dejected at full time. That was a very unfortunate game. Omar Bugian put a shift in that afternoon, and we only came so close to probably getting all 3 points that afternoon as well.
Yeah. Totally. Very, very hard to take that was. Again, a decent performance. They hit the bar hit the post from a free kick, hit Butts' back and went in and scored that penalty in injury time to again be on the end of a result that I didn't feel we deserved at the time. It was a very difficult one to take, that Ebbsfleet game, but it seems long time ago now, and we've certainly changed a lot since then. Absolutely,
but it was a fantastic match, even if it didn't come out the right way. So many things happened. We had, 2 long-range goals that afternoon? We had everything. I think the conditions played its part as well, and everyone was pretty much gripped. It was like a theatre show. It was pretty gripping, I have to say, and Suhail Sai will back me up on that one. But I think the unanimous decision has to be Torquay away, and I can't disagree with that really, because our trip to the English Riviera was definitely my favourite game of the season, not only because of what I saw on Torquay, but the football itself was fantastic, and they seem to all agree with you that was the moment where everything changed.
Totally agree. Happy days.
Fantastic. Right, so Matt, it has been a pleasure, an honour and a privilege for you to be our first guest on the show. I really, really appreciate you coming on, and we hope to, hopefully in the future, my arm won't hurt for so much for you to get heard. But really, thank you so much for coming on during this difficult time for us. But have you got anything you'd like to say to everybody before you sign off? Of course, it's a long time till we hear from you again. So
yeah, no, listen, obviously it sounds like there might have been a couple of TV problems, but thank you, Ahmed, for doing this. And SUTV, it's a really good idea and something I really support, and I'm definitely be up for doing another one soon, and I'll try and get as many players and Jason, Mickey or Jamie Collins, whatever, to join in with this good idea and do some Q&As live on what you're doing. I'm not sure how many people are actually listening in, but as I say, we'll look to improve it and get it right for next time. But in the meantime, keep healthy, keep safe, and hopefully we'll all be back to football soon and watching Sutton win like we all want to see.
Fantastic. Matt Gray, absolute legend, mate. Thank you very much for coming on, and we look forward to speaking to you soon, pal.
Brilliant. Cheers, Ahmed. Tell mate. Bye-bye.
See you, pal. Bye-bye. There you go, everyone. Matt Gray, it is youthful and exuberant self for you, entertaining us on this Sunday evening. Fantastic support from him, and thank you to everybody for all of that, for questions you've asked him and getting answered. I did my best to answer all of them for you. And we got rid of a couple of weeds as well, so hopefully that's fixed it. There's a couple of things left to do before I sign off, so we're going to play up a few more of the players' challenges now to see what they've been up to in the spare time that they've got suddenly. No one really wanted this to happen, but they've still found ways to have fun, and I'll let you see them right now.
Stay safe, everyone.
Hi there, Jonathan Barden here, Sutton United player. We're obviously going through some very tough times right now, as a world, as a football club, as a country. But it's very important we all follow the NHS guidelines, washing your hands regularly and for 20 seconds, singing happy birthday twice whilst doing it. Also following social distancing, that's very, very important. You might not get ill if you were to get the virus, but you might pass it on to an old person that might not be able to cope with it just as well. So very important, social distancing, don't go out, just stay inside. But we can all get through this together. If we all work together, we can all beat it, we can win, and hopefully see you out on the pitch soon. Thanks.
Sorry, everybody. Beginner's mistake. Someone forgets to unmute their mic every single time they change transition. So that will be edited out in the final cut. Okay, but so everyone, thank you once again for coming here tonight. And I keep getting texts reminding me that I'm muted every single time. That will be something different I promise to do next week. Never leave myself muted. But that's it from me, and from everyone who's been joining us here tonight. It has been a real pleasure. Thank you for contributing to our live stream and the show. It's the first of many, and while we are in this downtime, we don't know how long it will be between now and our next game. I do hope that you all take care of yourselves, look after each other, stay safe in your homes, and obviously we will fight this. We will fight this. We will all win together. We will all get through these tough times, no matter how you do it. You have your own ways, you have your own special methods to survival, I'm sure, without being silly and without being foolish. But my parting message is hang on. My favourite goal of the season. Hello. I have to divert for a moment. Boogie against Woking Sahel. Don't worry about that so much. But yeah, much love to you all. I really appreciate you coming over here tonight and joining me on this unique news show. And I promise you, we'll try and entertain you as much as we can during the break. In terms of what's coming up, we have the testimonial match for. I forgot his first name. For Larry Perryman. There we go. The Larry Perryman testimonial, which I will commentate on. You'll hear my voice on that in about sometime soon. Maybe this week. We'll let you know on Twitter what the scenario is on that. This will be back next Sunday. We'll have new guests, new plans. We may even have a quiz for you. One that I will conjure up on Sutton United history and general football knowledge. But again, I really appreciate you all turning up here tonight. It's been difficult for me to do this because I've been very, very nervous. And for this to be the first time I stream live to anyone is outside of holding a microphone in front of a laptop watching a game of football on a weekly basis, this is a real pleasure. So again, thank you all. I'm really grateful you've supported me through tonight. I look forward to bringing this to you next week. If we do another one, you can probably see someone different. It might be Tom Mitchell. It might be James Board. You never know who it could be. But someone different will host this show. But my prime slot will be this Sunday night. And we will hopefully get through this and come up the other side and watch a game of football at Gander Green Lane again, eh? But until then, stay safe, everyone. Look after each other. Take care. Up the use, and I will see you soon. Until the future,